You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense, we need balance. We're all in the same boat, why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink, this is madness. I'm offended that you're offended by me taking offense. Trump can't build a wall, why do
Is this dude trying to say that anybody walking at this time of night that they can just stop them and talk to them? Because that's the shit I think I'm hearing.
How's it going, fellas?
Good.
How you doing?
Doing alright.
I was just curious.
Curious about what?
Oh, I was just curious what's going on. I wasn't going to ask you anything.
Okay. Alright. Well, we're dealing with him right now. I can answer your guys' questions in a minute.
We don't have no questions for you. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Okay. You guys like a film crew or something?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
We the People Media.
We the People Media?
Yep.
You don't need anything from us?
Nope.
No.
No.
Just,
Thank you.
yeah,
No problem.
that's really cool.
Huh?
Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Hey, can I get your name and badge number? I'm sorry.
My name and badge number?
Yes, sir.
Officer Shutart, 516.
Thank you.
516? All right.
Much appreciated.
And what about him?
I'll let him answer that for you. You guys, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
We the People Media?
You have a name and badge number, sir?
Fisher 510.
I'm sorry.
Fisher 510.
Fisher 510. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
STC Media. Okay. You guys got like a Facebook page or something like
YouTube.
that? YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, and you guys have been doing awesome.
Thanks.
So-
Appreciate it.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count my
Yeah.
chicken or eggs before they're hatched, but
yeah,
you know.
nobody normally we don't get talks like this, or you know, they'll just
Hey, man,
peel out and run away.
I've worked in some pretty rough areas. I've worked in some pretty nice areas. This
No
seems
shit.
to be a pretty nice area.
I want to compliment you on not telling me to stay back, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
You were at a perfectly comfortable distance for me.
Cool.
If you had gotten like right up on us,
Right,
I probably
right.
I usually try to stay at least 10 foot back. You know, I don't want to
You were
be.
at a good enough distance that I felt comfortable.
I like hearing that. I like hearing
Just
that.
curious, if I may, what can you divulge on what was that call for? Were you just stopping him?
It was just a pedestrian check. When it gets to this time of night, lately we've had a lot of business burglaries at this time of night, ranging from about 1 a.m. to about 4:30 in the morning. And it's happening here, St. Charles, Lake St. Louis. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what we
we've been
heard.
having some of our restaurants get hit and burglarized.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Cash register thefts, you know, stuff like that.
Wow.
Also, there's a lot of people coming up off the main road and then cutting into the neighborhoods doing car break-ins and stuff like that during this time of night. It's hit or miss, but it is kind of heavy at this time of night. So if we see anybody trying to maybe walking around at, you know, a late hour, and I had seen him down there too, he's kind of going back and forth, not really having a direction of a point of direction.
Right.
So it's
So,
like, hey, you know,
suspicious person, basically.
kind of. I'm not saying he was doing anything wrong. He wasn't.
No, right,
Turns out
right,
he
right,
wasn't.
Ask you this:
Okay.
if you stopped him, and I don't know how far it went, and you asked for his ID and he said no, how far would you have pushed that? Would you have just let him be free, or would you have taken it to
It
as
just-
far as
it just
kind
Depends
kinda
on how much
depends.
suspicion.
It just kind of depends. I mean, if he's out here loitering around and he's not really doing anything, if he's on a closed lot, or if he's out here cutting across.
Right.
Like
Okay.
he had stopped him for a violation. Actually, he had crossed the street illegally in front of a car.
Gotcha.
So that's why he had lit him up.
No,
Riding
so
your bike is not a big deal. in
No,
itself,
right.
Especially if it's
so it wasn't a profiling type thing. It's just he committed an infraction, so that's why it's stopped.
No profiling. I mean, it's
Cool.
it's just one of those things. I mean, it didn't matter. It could have been a female. It could have been a male. It could have been an old guy, a young guy. It could have been anybody. It's
Right.
one of those things where
Oh, God, thank you.
we're out here trying to. Yeah, they're pretty bright, aren't they? Yeah.
I only have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
First question:
It's a good.
what do you think a good cop's worst enemy is?
A good cop's worst enemy?
Yeah.
Bad public relations. I mean, if you don't have
Kind of, sort of.
Tiptoeing on it. He's
Yeah, it was
tiptoeing
close.
on it.
Yeah.
Well, not like what I'm saying is like community relations. Like if your community doesn't respect you,
Right.
and
So,
you can't get any
okay,
cooperation back and forth, and
You,
you can't
you're
give it,
you're,
can't
you're
get
very
it.
close. You're very close.
Ours.
I just tell you my experience.
A
man.
bad cop.
A bad
Good
cop.
cop.
Yeah.
bad cop. Worse than a good cop's worse
because the
than-
bad cop can ruin someone's day, and then if that same person has another interaction later that day or later in the week, they're going
He's a
to
good
already be
cop,
upset
yeah.
and have an attitude for no reason because the cop was an asshole or violated their rights or something like that.
Like you mean a certain citizen that had a bad interaction?
Yeah.
Right.
With a bad cop.
So
I
that
think that's
the bad
And then
cop
you come across
causes
Right.
them.
later
A
on.
good person, not an asshole
Sure.
tyrant, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, fuck that cop."
Yeah.
And,
Well, I mean, I do my job, and I mean, if there's not a reason to get any kind of force out of it,
Well,
then there's no reason
That's
to do
awesome.
but then you have to deal with the ramifications of a bad officer, maybe in your department, if there was to be one. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's
that makes
important for you guys to police yourselves too and kind of weed out the bad ones.
it. Sure. And I mean, that's above my pay grade.
Right,
but I
right,
mean,
right.
So-
yeah.
It's not above mine, and we try to do it.
Right.
Okay.
So you've never
I don't even get paid for it.
you've never arrested or filed charges on another officer?
Me personally, no.
No.
ever seen
How long
it?
have you been a cop?
Questionable.
I've been a cop for 7 years.
7 years.
Really?
Okay. Now my
From here,
second question.
Okay.
Do you know what the First Amendment is?
The First Amendment of freedom of speech.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
5 elements of the First Amendment.
Sure.
Do you know them?
Not all off the top of my
What
head.
do you know off the top of your head?
No. We always
I've
ask.
been doing this. I've been doing
It's
this
not
for
a bad
quite
thing.
some
It's not a
time,
bad thing.
and there's only been 2 cops in my experiences that can name more than 2.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'd have to look it up, man.
Really?
I'll be honest with
Come
you.
on, guys. You guys are out here enforcing laws based off of our Constitution.
Sure.
The First Amendment is the very basic and the foundation of everything. Don't you think you should know that and memorize it? It's really
I think that one specifically is pretty important.
Yeah,
That
the
being
First
there
Amendment
for
is
the
the
number.
most
There's
important.
only 5.
freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, the right to redress your government, and what else?
You say the assemble.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those things we're doing 3, 4 of the 5 right now.
At this moment.
And I haven't said anything about it.
No. I'm trying.
That's not what
Our
we're trying to-
purpose is to educate.
You totally
Right,
can.
And if
Not-
we
not
can
just to-
educate you guys, then maybe we can kind of bridge that gap a little bit and
Yeah.
improve the relations going on.
I think you did great. But, and he's still chilling in the car, so there's no. You
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
You're not sitting here with
He's-
your
he's-
hand on your gun, dude. So I
No,
mean,
he's
it all
doing his.
shows-
He's got to fill out.
Yeah.
Anytime
all
we
his
stop somewhere,
paperwork
come in
and shit.
contact.
No,
with
what I
someone,
mean
we
is
have
he's
to-
not out here backing you up. Like
Oh,
it
no.
shows that you guys are lax and you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
see us as a threat.
Well,
and
and see, most of the time, everything that they do to us or around us is based off of officer safety.
right.
Officer
What they
safety
say.
shouldn't even be a thing because, for one, you guys know what you're getting into when you sign up for the job. For 2, your job is public safety, not officer
More
safety.
to me. I mean, officer safety is a priority, but
Sorry about the.
we just hear it so
darkness.
much. Officer safety, and it's like, well, what about our safety too?
Yeah, just
You
a little
know?
dark.
So if you guys have a good rapport with the people, you're treating them right and not violating their rights, then you don't have to worry about officer safety. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Sure.
true, too.
And there's some elements to it. Some people just don't like the.
But somebody with a
Right,
camera is not a
right.
threat.
Yeah, I would
is
say,
what
I
it-
would say it's
No,
always
no,
okay
I'm
to
not
keep it
saying
on
you did.
civil.
Sometimes, yeah.
But the
Sometimes
public's always out to get
there's
you.
some people out there that just don't see it that way and they don't follow
Right.
that code.
Right.
And there's some people that are out there that they'll hurt anybody just because they want to.
Right.
And I've seen it before.
Does-
So it is like, hey, I want you to be safe. I want to be safe. Let's have a conversation. I'd love to make it verbal before it gets to physical.
Well,
Right.
and this is the first step in closing that gap too, is dialogue, having a conversation with the people that you are sworn to protect,
Don't get
to
it alive.
to find out what the people you protect are like.
Sure.
You
You
know,
didn't even show
and-
us something. You were like, "Hey, I'll answer any questions you want after this."
Sure.
Like,
That was
it-
cool.
it-
I am getting
again,
a
like we
little
said,
cold,
it's
though.
I know. I
Yeah,
appreciate
no,
that
hey,
too,
hey,
brother.
it was
Thank you
very,
very much.
Very
No
appreciated.
problem.
Thank
All
you, man.
Thanks,
you
guys.
You stay
Have a good
safe.
night.
You guys do this often around this area? Or?
No.
All over the country.
Yeah.
All over the country?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right. All right. Well, have a safe night.
All right,
All right.
Man, thank you.
For its modern segregation, this is shutting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud.